Good morning. Just wanted to send you a fresh note to start the week with, and just say hi and communicate with you. Hope you had a good weekend. Man, we really had some warm weather. I think the cool days of spring are fastly fading, and we're about to see the bugs and the heat and all of my least favorite things about Arkansas summer, but that's okay. We have bigger worries. So, a couple of things I'm going to do in this message. I'm going to follow up on the reading notes that were due this weekend. Just looked at those, so thanks for those. And then talk about the two things that are left to do in this class. So we're really on the downhill slide into the finish here. So following up on your last reading notes, you looked at an example of a satisfaction based survey from another university, and then you wrote some questions yourself. And I think it's hard. I think it's hard to compose survey questions. It's harder than it seems. It's when you see a survey, it looks simple enough, but writing one that people actually want to answer and that gives you the information that you're looking for and that is usable, that you can use, is a little harder than you think. So I referred to a list of 7 different mistakes or question writing principles that I asked you to look at and then give me some examples of a violation of 2 of those, a couple of those question writing principles. And so some of you wrote questions like, or an example I saw was something like, I think the sponsors are awesome. And this was a good example of the word awesome maybe being biased wording that would lead people to answer more favorably, maybe, or answer only favorably, even though there might have been some negative things too. So this was an example of avoiding biased wording. So, wording in survey questions should be as neutral as possible so that they don't lead people in one direction or the other, or maybe kind of put words in their mouth. Another question writing principle that I saw frequently listed was avoiding double-barreled questions. And a good example that I saw was something like, to what extent are you interested in volleyball and golf events? Well, those are 2 different questions. One is about volleyball and another is about golf. So if I love volleyball but don't like golf, then I can't really answer that question very well. So anyway, just kind of looking at some principles of developing evaluations and surveys, and that's something that you will definitely do at some point in your career if you have anything to do with the public, with ticket sales, with fan experience, with any kind of satisfaction or customer service or whatever. So anyway, just always kind of good to look at how to write questions that are going to get you information that you can use. So 2 things left in this class. On Friday, the event administration assignment is over and done with. And this was the assignment where you picked a local event to help with, to work with. And you did 2 progress reports earlier in the semester. Most of you got 1 legitimate progress report in. Then they started canceling things right after that was due. So most of your second progress reports was about, how cancellation went. So that's the assignment that I'm talking about. There are 2 parts of that left. I'm only asking you to do one or the other. So the 2 parts left were the event audit, and that's a paper where you wrote about different event aspects and how you thought they went. The other part is the digital storybook. So that's basically taking your pictures or your videos that you did throughout the process of working on the event, and you put them into a digital storybook, either in using like Windows Movie Maker or a narrated PowerPoint or something like that, and telling me about the event. I'm asking you to pick one or the other. If your event actually went, some of yours did. Some of you got lucky and your event snuck through. It might be easier to do the digital storybook because you've got pictures and maybe some video, and you can actually talk about how the event went. If your event got canceled, which was most of you, it might be easier to do the event audit paper because that would allow you to discuss what would have happened. And you can speculate about various aspects of that cancellation. You can talk about what you actually did to work on parts of the event and then undo that. So, or you can put yourself in the role of the event director and discuss some of the things that might have gone into your decision-making process about various event aspects like refunds, or what are you going to do with your sponsors, or how are you going to pay the event venue rent. So, you might be able to discuss the decision-making process that had to happen at some of those various levels of the event that are listed on that event audit sheet. So just my own 2 cents on whether you want to pick the event audit or the digital storybook. Some of you might have to do the event audit because you didn't get enough photo or video evidence of to get a digital storybook. So anyway, your choice. And each of those are worth 50 points. And so just make sure that whichever one you pick, you have enough material to actually be thorough and, get your full points and be thorough and do a quality assignment with one or the other. And then the very last thing that we have going on Monday and Tuesday, May 4th and 5th, is the final. So there is a final in this class, and it's you're going to need all of your course material. It's going to be open for 48 hours starting on Monday, May 4th. So it's open May 4th and 5th. It'll be available at the bottom of your course content folder, and as you can see, I already put a folder up that has some description of what the test is like, how many questions and what question types and that kind of thing. So if you haven't seen that already, you probably want to look, and that's where the test will show up on first thing for you on Monday morning. So have a good week and hang in there. And if you have any questions as you're going through your the very last part of the event administration assignment, please let me know and we'll work through it. And have a great week. And here comes the sun. So it is what it is. So everybody have a good week. Talk to you soon.